A New York nun is facing 90 days in prison for stealing $128,000 from two churches so she could feed her gambling addiction. This is a 68-year-old nun. Her name is Sister Mary Anne Rapp, and she had a serious gambling addiction, which is why she stole the money.
I guess she had a bad habit. I hope she beats the rap.
You really do hope she beats the rap? Do you feel bad for her because she has this gambling addiction?
That's a good question. Okay, now that I've done with
cheesy jokes,
yeah, endless nonsense puns. Yeah. Okay, of course I feel bad for her. She's got a gambling addiction, etc. On the other hand, I think she got off pretty light. So she stole how much?
She stole $128,000. She will serve 90 days in prison. As a result, she will have to pay the money back, and she will have to do 100 hours of community service.
First of all, she said none. Her whole life is community service, so big deal, right? Second of all, 90 days for $128,000?
So that's what I actually want to talk about a little bit, because I wonder if Jesus had stole $128,000 to feed his gambling addiction. He stole it from a church. Would he get 90 days in prison?
Who would get more, a nun or Jesus?
No, it's a good question. It's a good question. I would argue that Jesus would probably get a harsher sentence.
I would argue that a lot of younger males would get a much, much harsher sentence. Right. But if you were to get 90 days in jail, prison, 90 days in prison, I should say, Jesus, what would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do?
So just do time, 90 days for 128,000?
Yeah.
Count me in.
Wow, that's really?
What do you mean, really? I think that's
3
almost
months.
I think it's almost a no-brainer.
But it's
3 months?
prison.
What abs? Okay, all right.
Wow.
Now, look, it depends on what kind of prison, but like, okay, first
Does it
of all,
get taxed though? I mean, you're gonna pay
oh
taxes.
my God, you're overthinking it. Okay, please stop. All right, I'm curious what Kohler would do. Now, Kohler loves the money, but my guess is he wouldn't love prison. So he might be a little torn by this.
You couldn't play tennis in prison.
Or chess.
No, you probably could play a lot of chess. I would consider doing it. Yeah, it depends on the. I wouldn't go to. If you said to me you're going to prison, I didn't know what it was, I'd say no. But if you told me, yeah, it's this state facility, it's up in Humboldt County, and there's a lot of lawns over it, yeah, I'd go.
Lawns. That's the trigger for Dave. Okay. All right. So look. Here's the thing. If it's minimum security, so I've seen some dudes serving up white collar stuff. They're literally playing tennis. Okay. No brainer. It's like a shitty hotel. Okay. And you got to scrub the toilets every once in a while, right? Okay. Yeah, that sucks. For 128,000.
You can't compartmentalize everything, right? Because you have to take your life into consideration. You have to take your kids into consideration, your wife into consideration, your job into consideration.
I hear you. And my wife would be like, "You got to take the kids into consideration. Get your ass in jail."
Really? Wow.
Okay. I don't know about that, but we put some thought behind it. We put some thought. Anyway, if you said maximum security, I'd also take it. You know why? Put me up in isolation for 23 hours. Give me a lot of books, man. Give me the internet. They're not going to give me the internet, but okay. Anyway, but if you put me in like maximum security and I'm not by myself, and I need to go find a gang or something, that Kiriakou, remember the CIA agent that was whistleblower on the torture program, and he just talked about how he got by in prison and how he tricked all the different gangs, like, to the Muslims he'd speak Arabic, to the white supremacists he'd say, I was a Muslim hunter, okay, etc. I was like, man, that's a lot of things. And that dude's CIA to not get hurt inside prison, right?
And you're constantly afraid that you're going to get caught
in that situation. No, you keep your 128,000, because I might slip up and say, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim to the wrong guy. Yeah. Next thing you know, okay, you're in a world of hurt.